Hello, everyone. Welcome to Luna Wisdom Tarot. I'm Antoinette, and I have another new subject for Pick a Card today. First, I want to thank all of the subscribers. Thank you so much for joining the channel. Really means a lot. And yeah, I have a new message for you today. So this one is going to be urgent messages from your future self. So your future self has something urgent to share with you. I pulled cards from Oracle deck it's going to direct what subject it's about. And then we have a few tarot cards that I've pre-shuffled. And from there, we'll get feedback from Spirit, and hopefully I'll give you some direction. So with that, I have 4 piles today. Pile number 1. You can pick either by the look of the deck or with this clear quartz crystal in the raw form, of course. Pile number 2, we have an Amazonite crystal. I don't know how well this comes over camera. It's like a green-brown stone. This is pile number 2. Pile number 3, this is actually a green fluorite. So this one's fairly clear. Okay, and then pile number 4, we have a jet stone here for you in the raw form. Okay, go ahead, meditate on the cards, make your choice. These are future messages from your future self. Or messages from your future self. If you feel called to pick multiple decks, go ahead and do so. We're doing a pick a card for 4 decks today. And just as a reminder, these are general messages. Take what resonates and leave what doesn't. Okay, with that, I will see you at your pile. Hello, pile 1. If you chose this clear quartz crystal, this is your reading. Okay, so your future self has some urgent messages to share about, it's about your life purpose. And let's look at the cards. Oh, wow. Okay, so we have the Temperance came out first, Justice, Lovers in reverse, and the Sun card. All right. Okay. So first and foremost, if we meditate on this life purpose card, you'll see that there's some mirroring going on. So if I turn the card upside down, it looks very similar to right side up. So there's a couple of moons in back. The root system goes into a tree. It's showing here your life purpose is something that, people seek, of course, and want clarity around. What I see with the Temperance card is that you felt pretty confident about what you're supposed to be doing and who you are on this planet. You haven't spent a lot of time questioning it. It's like you're pretty sure of where you're headed. And I'm saying that because of the Temperance card. So the Temperance card talks about being equal, having a sense of balance. You notice here we have the sun energy and the moon energy here, balancing out, and if we think about this card, it's a balance again, life purpose. And then Justice, again, balance. I wouldn't be surprised if you're a Libra. This resonates, go ahead and throw it in the comments. But what I'm seeing here, for you in particular, is you have gone about your life with such a balanced look and approach. Hence how the mirroring is happening in the life purpose card, and how with your Temperance energy, that sense of balance really rules how you see the world. So with, this Temperance energy, one of the things that you do is you're very patient. And the other thing about Temperance energy is that it actually means purpose, right? You're patient about as your purpose unfolds and honoring where you feel you're at in the moment, which is truly what following your life purpose means. It means being true to who you are in the moment and what's guiding you, because our purpose can kind of shift in different stages in life and what we believe it to be. We have an overarching kind of theme to our life that we may see at the time, We may see earlier, we may see later on in our life, but regardless for you, you're really using your intuition, you're leaning on that, and you're approaching it in an incredibly balanced way. Again, I want to point out this mirroring again with the Justice card. You see this here? So she's holding the sword, and she has two, of course, like it looks like a scale. And then if I was to flip the card, same thing, mirroring going on. It came out with all major arcana for you, and that's also interesting. I shuffled this deck before I dropped the cards, or before I put the cards down for each pile. And for you, all major arcana, this is, I think, incredibly symbolic because you are on your life purpose path and your future self wants to give you that confirmation. They're also telling you that balance is a big portion of your focus. So if you feel like you're taking extremes, if you feel like at times it's hard to hold balance, that is your messaging to pull back and readjust, reaffirm, okay? So the fact that you naturally, you are living this kind of balanced energy, that is your, we can say, well, everybody is probably seeking balance, but for you, it's a must. It's a must for you to achieve your life purpose, to continue after balance, maintaining your balance in every step and shape and form possible. So with the Justice card, what I see here as is talking about cause and effect. As you're going through your life, make sure you're paying attention to the daily activities, how your emotions are swayed, how decisions are made, the cause and the effect of it. If you pay attention and try to maintain balance, no matter what's going on in your life. So if you feel yourself kind of getting a little bit disrupted, the scales are starting to shift, give yourself time to recalibrate and then get back in balance. Balance is so much of your message here. It's about getting into yourself, tapping into your heart, knowing, like having this strong sense of knowing about what you're going after, what you're trying to achieve, okay? It's very important for you to do this. Now, the next message is the Lover's card in reverse. This Lover's card energy is yet again another major arcana energy. And what I see here for you is that it's talking about, believe it or not, imbalance, right? We're still talking about this message, but this area is being very creative because if we're not aligned with our values, that's how you get imbalance. So I'm going to flip this card, the Lover's card, and let you see that here. So with the Lover's card, what you want to make sure you do is you practice self-love and you lean into whatever would be like showing your self-love in the moment. So we'll say if you're hitting a moment of disharmony, you're hitting a point of imbalance, that probably means you've misaligned in some way, shape, or form to who you are, right? So showing yourself self-love will really be like tapping into yourself, understanding what your needs are, what your wants are, and then realigning with that, okay? Being aware that you can realign with that. You don't need to, I'm sorry, I have to close the sliding door here. You don't need to get caught up in why something was done, why something was not done. It's more about, is it serving you now? Is it serving your life purpose? Is it keeping you in balance? Are you practicing self-love by taking care of yourself, by putting yourself first? You can't take care of others unless you take care of yourself and make yourself a priority. Are you doing that? Truly, pile one. If you're not, this is your message to tell you it's time to prioritize yourself. Okay, and then we have the Sun card. Now this card comes out to something that is very important. Your life purpose, it's important for you to practice positivity, of course, but fun, vitality, and to enjoy your success. These are key moments in your life purpose. Your life purpose isn't just to grind. It isn't just about, working hard, meeting deadlines, meeting whatever it is you're trying to achieve. It's not just about that. And it's not about achieving something and not celebrating yourself. What your life purpose, some of the things that are wrapped into that. There, it's important that the Sun card came out here. The Sun card is encouraging that you have vitality in your life, that your life isn't burdened at such a level where you can enjoy yourself. The Sun card talks about fun. It talks about warmth. It talks about, like, I'm going to call it summer energy, right? That energy where you're going to the beach or you're going out with your friends or you're having barbecues, but it's fun. You're outside, you're enjoying things, you're stepping away from some of the burdens and the challenges of life. When life purpose, and as you're working toward it, your future self wants to remind you, you have to have fun along the way. You need to celebrate your successes along the way. Stop and do that for yourself. Pile 1. This is the biggest message from your guides and from your future self. Okay, so I'm going to shuffle some cards here. Get a couple of oracle cards to wrap up the message. Okay, so for pile 1's life purpose, what messages should we share? Okay. Walk through your fears. This is incredibly important in a lot of ways because this is Scorpio, new moon in Scorpio. You may be a Scorpio. You may have Scorpio in your chart. Or you could even be a cusper, a Libra, Scorpio cusper as well. Okay. What I see here for you is that walking through your fears is like, it's hard to keep that positivity, that vitality. That's why your future self is pushing this message. They're pushing this message of self-love and of, like, honestly, making sure you continue to be in alignment, taking time with yourself. I think that's why they leaned on balance so much. It's like, that's the way you kind of recenter yourself and get close to yourself and make sure that you're meeting all of the things that you should, like, that you want to meet, like, and anything you want to achieve, just making sure that as you go after your life purpose and you work through your fears, you do it in such a way where you don't lose your light, you don't lose your joy, and you don't lose your appreciation of self. And you do see those successes along the way, right? A time to give rather than take. A new moon in Virgo. You could have Virgo on your chart. You are the type of person where you give a lot. And so I think we were talking about balance here. And we leaned in a lot on self-love. And I find it interesting that this card came out. I think for you, this is encouraging you that keep balancing this. So when we think it's a time to give rather than take, and if you are, like, constantly giving, then it's time to give to yourself rather than take all of your energy and give to someone else, right? It can go two ways here. And if you feel like giving, you have it to give, then of course you will, pile 1. But this message is constantly kind of bringing home the need to take care of yourself and to make sure to prioritize yourself. Okay, I'm going to pull one more oracle card. Okay, and this one is an affirmation. It says spiritual alignment puts my manifestation into motion. Excuse me. So spiritual alignment puts my manifestation into motion. What I think is really important for you to know, pile 1, you're on task with your life purpose. That's obvious. It's just about whatever you're doing right now is working. So there's nothing about really changing your steps. Your future self wanted you to have this message just to know to continue doing what you're doing and retain balance. Remember this message, working through your fears, and a time to give rather than take. And you apply that whatever way makes sense to you. Okay, with that, Pile 1, thank you so much for your time. Please share, like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Let me know in the comments how you felt about this message, if you claim this message. Very excited. Your future self seems very appreciative to you and very encouraging. So with that, I will talk to you again soon, Pile 1. Hello, Pile 2. If you chose this Amazonite stone, this is your message. So today we're asking, your future self has some urgent messages actually for you today. So we're going to get those urgent messages right now. I pre-shuffled some cards. So what is your future self like? What is the message pertaining to? It's pertaining to trust. Okay. And let's go ahead and pull the cards. Oh, okay. A lot of wand energy. Interesting. That's my magician pile. I love it. Okay, powerful pile. All right. So pile 2. Your future self's urgent message is around trust. You notice how she's standing here? She's looking out at the ocean, standing on some rocks. It's a very powerful, it looks a little disruptive where the ocean's at. We're seeing, looks like almost wings coming out and sunlight breaking through a very cloudy night or a very cloudy day, or it could be, I guess, moonlight as well. What I see for you, pile 2, is that you have been through some very turbulent times. And those times have forged you to be the person you are today. Now, I know that could probably be viewed like, well, you could say that about a lot of people. Let me make sure it's clear. You are what people would say, a survivor. You've been through stuff people can't even believe. Your origin story is literally like the making of superheroes and villains type of story. Like, it's not a story for the faint of heart. It is a story that would stand out. It's not like a brunch story. You know what I mean? It's a story that could make people uncomfortable. It's a story that a lot of people may not know how you survived. They don't know how you did it. They may even question, how is that even possible? That's who you are, pile 2. You are very different, and you're cut from a very different cloth. This turbulent card on trust. How the wind is pushing all of her hair back, blowing incredibly hard. You can just tell there's a lot going on. The sheer trust as she's walking forward into the ocean that is so turbulent is reflective of what it's taken to get you to where you are today. Your future self is applauding you for it, and they're also telling you you have a lot in you, you've done a lot, and you will need trust for your next steps. So we're going to talk about how this plays out for you, how you're using it, but this is why it's an urgent message from your future self. So we go right into the Queen of Wands. That Queen of Wands energy, I just love this card. She's got that creative spark right in her hand. And she's holding that wand in the air, surrounded by, it looks like little tea lights. She's got a black cat with her. There is such a freeness here. I just talked about you having a story that most people can't really handle. What I want to point out to you, pile 2, is that you have this creative spark that you're celebrating right now. Meaning you've forged through so much, which is strange, I never use this word, but murk and grime and just difficulties of life. You have pushed boundaries to get to where you are, and you have learned to creatively free yourself. This is incredible on so many levels, pile 2. Because you have this creative spark, that's the stage you're at now. You're celebrating how, like what you've been able to create on your own, despite the turbulent times. We go into the Four of Wands. You are in a celebration moment in life. There's a lot to celebrate. You're able to have people around you that support you, that you're celebrating with, because you have built a community along the way. And if you're not here yet, I feel like a few of you are not, this is one confirmation from your future self. You will be here. There will be people in a community. If you're not in it right now, you will be in it very soon. But celebration and having a strong home life is reflected here. I believe a few of you, this may be the first time that you have that. Then we see the Eight of Wands energy. And what we're seeing here is that we know the Eight of Wands is about speed, right? And it's about quickness. We're seeing these wands hurling in the air, lit on fire. By the way, this is so much fire. You could be a fire sign, Leo, Aries. I'm missing one. What's the other one? Sag. It's just really important for you to know the Eight of Wands also reflects change. So, particularly for those people who don't have that community, you don't have that support quite yet, you are celebrating your spark, but you just don't have this stage yet. Eight of Wands is a promise is coming soon. Change is coming to this arena, and it's coming soon. This is all positive for you. But guess what? This may be the biggest test of all. For you ones that do not have a community, you don't have people that you feel like you can trust, you will have to flex your trust muscles in ways that you haven't had to in a long time. And it's probably going to be very challenging. So you have the skill and everything you need to bring in the community you're looking for. This is not from me, this is from your future self, and it is promised by the Magician. What is one thing we know about the Magician? We know the Magician is manifestation, right? It's a reflection of resourcefulness, of power, and of creation. You have nothing but creative energy here, but I want to lean in on this. Whatever you want to create here, whether it's community, it can be a stable home life, it could be more celebratory times, more times of fun, and frankly, just lightheartedness. Trusting your skills to bring you there is the challenge that's coming next. If you have a strong community, but let's just say your home life isn't as strong, so let's just say you're maybe looking to get into start dating again, finding a partnership, finding a relationship. All can be related by the Four of Wands. The energy, trust you have enough knowledge to bring in and manifest the partners that deserve you and no longer partners who fall short. People make mistakes, of course, but we're not talking about toxic, dependent, codependent partnerships. We're talking about partnerships that you've always wanted but didn't know if you could have. This is where you're headed, pile 2. You're headed to your dreams. You're headed to your dreams. Okay, so let's get some oracle cards. Aries, again with the fire, it's time to take action. If you're in a seeking mode, especially with regards to going into a relationship, going into a new partnership, or trying to find your community, trying to find your soul family, I know it's tough. I think that's one of the hardest things to do, especially for my pile 2, because I relate a lot to this energy. Because when you've gone through so much, and if you don't have some aspect of the support system is missing for you, depending on how this reading relates for you. You could have a strong home life, but you're looking for more community. It could be, you have those things, but maybe you need more of a work partnership. Whatever you're looking for, it is time to take action. It is time to trust that you're the Magician. Trust that change is on its way, and you could be the creative guidance to that change. You're the Magician. It's not just about change and, oh my God, hold on tight, we'll see if we get what we want. No, You can direct that change. You're the magician. You can manifest this, okay? The second card is take time to breathe out. Disseminating moon. There may be moments where you're taken over with just anxiety or fear as you're going about this process. This is a acknowledgement for you, pile 2. Go ahead, take the time, breathe in, breathe out. And I would encourage you with that 4 of Wands energy, there's got to be something in that energy that you can relate to. Even if you don't have people in your life to celebrate with you, you are in a celebration mode a bit, right? Because of how far you've come, because you've trusted your gut, trusted the path in front of you, right? Even when you're not sure where it's leading. Trust that you're the magician. Trust that you can inspire and influence change, and then take action based on how you think you can create that change, how you think you can create that community, or find that partnership, or find that romantic relationship, right? How can you do those things? How can you find that? And, how can you find, let's just say you have all those things, but you're just not excited. Find that excitement, find that spark. This is all about the same thing. It's time for you to step fully in your magician energy. It's time to take action. It's time to have faith that that 8 of Wands change energy is for you, and it's very positive. Okay, last oracle card. Is that really an oracle card? It's an affirmation card. My ability to receive is measured by how much I practice good feeling thoughts. Well, it would say it right there. I can't think of a better message for you. My ability to receive is measured by how much I practice good feeling thoughts. I'm putting that on top of the Magician and 8 of Wands because this is really what it's about. As long as you're practicing these good feeling thoughts, you're staying in that vibe, you will manifest whatever you want. And yes, it probably will bring up some of that trust that you feel like, hey, I've already built this muscle a good amount. I really don't want to do this again. If you feel the resistance to trust again, pay attention to it, right? Honor what you're feeling, but don't let it freeze you in fear. Take it as information. Figure out what the next move is. And maybe that move truly is, this person isn't right for me, I need to move on. But instead of giving up entirely on the process, you move on and you move on to the next option, right? So it's about taking in the information, making your decision accordingly, trusting your magician energy, trusting that 8 of Wands change energy is coming soon. And you just got to direct it all with the affirmation as shown here. My ability to receive is measured by how much I practice good feelings and thoughts. Practice those feelings and take action. And of course, remember to breathe out when fear takes you over, or when your trust feels a little too vulnerable, right? When trusting feels too vulnerable, make sure to take time to breathe out. Okay, pile 2, thank you so much for your time. These were the urgent messages from your future self. If you enjoyed them, please hit like, subscribe, share, and hit the notification bell. That would be awesome. It helps the channel. And I would love to hear from you. I'd love to hear what you thought of this reading. If these messages resonated with you, please let me know. Okay, with that, I will talk to you later. Thanks again. Bye-bye. Hello, pile 3. If you selected this green fluorite, this is your message. So the message today that we're asking for, your future self has an urgent message for you. What is that urgent message pertaining to? The Oracle card says, oh, career. Okay, I already pre-shuffled some tarot cards, and then we're going to grab some Oracle cards. So, career. King of Wands, 5 of Pentacles, 2 of Pentacles. A lot of this energy going around the collective, the 2 of Pentacle energy. So this is interesting. It's just been coming up a lot. Okay. And it may be because it's, a busy time. And Knight of Pentacles. A lot of Pentacle energy. Could be an earth sign. Doesn't mean you have to be. But it also makes sense because we're talking about career. So this is definitely just for the people who are new to the channel or just kind of educating you a little bit about tarot. Career would be kind of more pinnacle energy because pinnacle energy is about like your daily life, money, work, education. So career is literally listed under pinnacle energy. So it's amazing. I did this general shuffle for all the cards and I threw out the cards pretty quickly, and I just think it's awesome that it came up that way. But it always does. I don't know why it impresses me still, but it just does. Okay, so career. This is how your future self wanted to talk to you. This card is actually very interesting to me. I've noticed here, I'm going to turn on the light, it's getting a little dark. There's a protective bubble around this tree. And right out the gate, future self wants to tell you you are protected, and especially for where you're headed. So if you're in the midst of a career and you feel like you're not getting to where you want to be, you feel like maybe you're at a dead end, or you're not, like you're up for a promotion, but you don't know what's happening. Like it could be all sorts of things. It could be that your business isn't doing as well as you would hope. Spirit, and especially your future self is coming in and saying, you're protected. It's okay. They're coming out reminding you that you are the King of Wands energy. So they immediately want to remind you, you don't have to feel defeat as shown by the Five of Pentacles. So they automatically want to build you up, pile 3, which is telling me that career has taken some from you. It's been difficult. And I want to acknowledge that. What I see here for the King of Wands, the King of Wands energy is really about being inspiring, being a leader, being that person who's creative but also bold. He's standing there and you see that with a lion in the background, the king of the jungle. There's a vibe there. He's not wearing a crown, but there's a lit crown around the wand. Everything we need to know is here. There's so much that stands out about him. His eyes are fierce. He has these tattoos here. He has this intense gaze, very similar to the lion in back. There's no self-doubt. He owns, look at his shoulders, look at his posture. He owns his moment. He owns the space he's in. He owns who he is. There's no question. Spirit wanted to remind you you're protected, but they want to lean into the fact that you are the King of Wands. In this moment, you're not trying to achieve it. You are this. This is who you are. This isn't something that you're working toward. This is who you are today. This is how you're reflected in the world. Well, why does that matter? Why do they want to lean into that so much? Well, would they come right to the Five of Pentacles? This is incredibly significant. This is defeated energy. There's been some disappointment in career, or you feel disappointed with where it is. It could be twofold. On one hand, maybe you're up for promotion, you didn't get it. You started a new job and you're excited, but it's not what you were promised. You're working so much that you're overwhelmed and overburdened and feel like there's nowhere to go. There's so many scenarios. It could be that you're running your own business and it's not as successful as you thought it would be. Whatever it relates to you, the Five of Pentacles energy is talking about hard times. In pile 3, I want to tell you, I totally understand this message as far as it's very difficult to be in that situation. You know, our whether it's a formal career and something that you studied for and this is your thing, or it's something like a new side hustle or passion you're putting together, or it could just be a normal 8-to-5 job, but you need it to survive. Regardless, this feeling is one of the worst feelings because it feels like you're not in control. It's like the lack of solutions and options. Like you're just, this card reflects it so well. She's in a room that's very dark. We don't see doors anywhere. It's like she's trapped. And that's what this is reflecting here. Your future self wants to acknowledge how you're feeling. Don't worry, if you're feeling down, we're not going to leave you there. Spirit always, the purpose of this channel, and Spirit always delivers, which is we bring you guys up if you're feeling down. So if you're feeling that, hang on, we're not going to stay there. They come right into the Two of Pentacles energy, okay? I said this energy has been coming up recently, and it has. It's been coming up a lot. This talks about many priorities, talks about the act of, what does it look like she's doing? Juggling, right? You have all these things pulling on your time. You're having to adapt how you do things. You're having to kind of ebb and flow and literally juggle to survive, okay? This is very difficult energy. It's very difficult energy to be in. You've been in this energy a long time. And I just want to point out to you, pile 3. You've been in this energy a long time, but automatically, instead of staying in this energy and feeling defeated, you're going to literally leapfrog to this Knight of Pentacles energy. The fact is, it's really about you sitting back and absorbing who you are right now. You are not 5 of Pentacles and you're not 2 of Pentacles. You are the King of Wands. There is no reason for you to be feeling down. That's what this reading is about. This is why this card came out first versus last. It's not about, oh, let's follow the journey. You're going to be here. No, you are this. You are this, pile 3. You are already a leader. Don't let anybody tell you you need to work toward being a leader. You are a leader. You are powerful. You are willing to make changes. You're creative. You ebb and you flow and you hold it down the way you need to hold it down. So these energies here, the 5 of Pentacles, the 2 of Pentacles, just acknowledging, yes, you're feeling this in the moment. This is why your future self wanted to talk to you today, because they want you to let go of this energy, release it, and call in your Knight of Pentacles energy. What is this energy? The Knight of Pentacles is about transition. It's about being grounded and trusting. If you are feeling a little trapped in a job you're at, career, whatever it is, this energy is twofold. When it's about grounding, right? Getting stable. It's also about transitioning. Understanding a transition is coming and trusting that. That's what Spirit wants to tell you. That's what your future self wants to tell you. Trust in the fact things will transition and shift for you. Just live, breathe, and your King of Wands energy. Even if it doesn't feel completely authentic at first because you're fighting that 5 of Pentacles energy, every single time you start feeling that 5 of Pentacles, be like, nope, I'm the King of Wands. I got this. Every single time you feel like you're struggling to juggle something, nope. King of Wands, how would King of Wands handle this? Does King of Wands need to agree to all these things? Maybe not, right? Maybe not. Now's the time to challenge how you approach things and raise the bar to do it differently. We have a card comes out. You and your loved ones are safe. New moon in Cancer. You could also be a water sign or have Cancer in your chart. It doesn't have to be, but drop in the comments if it relates to you. You and your loved ones are safe. Sometimes it's hard to feel safe when you're, especially in like career stuff, when you feel exposed at a job. It's hard to feel safe, especially when this is our livelihood. Like, we're not playing around, right? Like, we're trying to survive and trying to actually get ahead. And if you're in a position where you're doing that and you just feel like so much has come against you, pile 3, I hear you and I get it. Your future self is saying, hold on a bit longer. You are the King of Wands. Your success is guaranteed. You're a king, okay? So that came out really clearly. And you are safe. These are just feelings. They're just feelings. That's it. But you're safe. The next oracle card out is from the Moonology deck is the Balanced Spirituality and Practicality. Make sure you're dialed in to your spiritual side and being practical too. We can look at the Two of Pentacles now in a different perspective. If on a spiritual end, you're like, okay, I'm the King of Wands, and okay, I'm the King of Wands. I'm going to let go of this Five of Pentacles energy. I'm not going to let it bring me down. I'm King of Wands. And then what do I say? Look at this, the balance, right? Look what we talked about here. She's balancing. What does that mean? You're balancing that knowledge that you're the King of Wands, even if it's just an idea right now. It's not a physical space. Balance that out with the physical fact of, yes, I have this job. Yes, it's maybe not where I want to be. Maybe it's not paying me what I need. And now aligning your spirituality, your belief, with practicality. Okay, how can I move forward? How can I make a different decision? How can I start encompassing this Knight of Pentacles energy, trust, and what? Transition. Transitioning to the next phase of life. How can I get there? That's what you're going to find out. That's what you're going to figure out today, okay? All right, now I have an affirmation card for you, and we will wrap this message. That one came flying out. I always love it when that happens. Sorry, I have like, my card's got a little messy there. Okay. Here it is. Wow, well, 3 came out, and I'm going to read all of them. All right, so we're going to start in order. I don't know why you get 3. Everybody else has been getting 1. Wanting more for others puts me into an energy of abundance. You sound like a leader. That's the first one. Just take whatever of these messages resonate as an affirmation. This could help you when you're feeling this let me move this card. When you're feeling this Five of Pentacles energy, one of these messages, these affirmations should be able to help. Okay, the next one. When I'm tuned into the energy of abundance, I become abundant. Okay? So that's another one of the affirmations. And then the last one. When I surrender my will to care of the spirit and the universe, I attune my energy with an ever-present stream of well-being. Okay? All right. Pile 3, you got this. No question. Your abundance is guaranteed. I mean, you're a king. It's just a matter of getting through this difficult time. So your future self really wanted to show up for you today. So it sounds like you guys needed this message. So yes, with that, you'll become abundant. Use these affirmations if they help you. Use this information. Know that you're loved. You are safe. Balance spirituality and practicality. And above all else, remember, you are the King of Wands. Bring that energy into your life. Okay. Thank you so much, Pile 3, for listening to this message. If you enjoyed it, please like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and shoot me a comment. Let me know what you thought of this message, what resonated with you. I would love to hear. All right, take care, Pile 3. Bye. Hello, Pile 4. If you selected this jet stone, this is your reading. And what we're talking about today is your future self has an urgent message for you. What is that urgent message pertaining? We have this oracle card, and it is forgiveness. It's pertaining forgiveness. Okay, this is going to be a very interesting reading. And your future self, let's see what is coming out here. Knight of Cups, Ace of Cups, a lot of love energy here. Okay, Knight of Swords. Forgiveness. I see this as twofold. For some of you, it's about forgiving others and opening yourself up to your future. And then for another group of you, it's about forgiving yourself. What your future self wants to tell you is that it's time to forgive. Whether it's yourself or someone that you loved, but it's really being brought home here. It's time to let it go. You look at this card, it's a very pleasant card as she's looking out at a water fountain, beautiful lake. There's, some mist on the lake as well, probably from the water fountain. Sun up ahead. Forgiveness is one of the hardest things to learn to do. If it's true forgiveness, because you let go of that, we'll say that passion, that anger, that frustration, whatever it is for you, that sometimes can draw us forward. It's about releasing it. And that's what we're talking about today. The Knight of Cups has come out. And the Knight of Cups is, this card is really about, it's a very dreamy card. It's about love, happiness, spirituality. What I love about this rendition from the Light Seers deck is definitely a guy that's a hopeless romantic. So you have this beautiful steed behind. Then you have this guy, he has a cool hat, he has roses. I love that his shoes have wings, I'm just saying, pretty awesome. But he's got a picnic going, a love note, and then of course, he has a cup represented for Knight of Cups. This could be you, or this could be someone that's no longer in your life. But the way I'm viewing this now is that this is you. And that's the way I see it for the majority of you. You are the Knight of Cups. You're someone who has really hit a space where you can be optimistic again. And it's like you can be loving and really, really hopeful. Almost like I have an idealistic future for yourself. Believe in romance again, maybe for the first time, if this is a romantic partner that you're seeking. But it doesn't even have to be just that. It could also represent like really following your heart and being vulnerable that way. The Knight of Cups is vulnerability at its core. The guy is looking with the roses, and has everything here, right? And he's completely open for rejection as well as acceptance. It's both. Why is this significant? Because you are the Knight of Cups. This is time for you to fully embody this energy. And that's what this reading is how to fully embody your Knight of Cups energy to remind you what you're capable of. The first card up is the Page of Wands. This represents this act of forgiveness. For me, is the way I see it is she's leaping in the air, she's throwing up the wand. I see the wand as letting go whatever is weighing on you. Let's just say it is about love for you. You are looking for a new relationship. But you keep kind of thinking about, not necessarily the old, like in a wanting way, but more like, I just don't want that ever again. Am I ready? Will I get what I'm looking for this time? Am I going to be treated well? All of those things. But look how she's buoyant. She's like releasing this energy. That's actively what your future self is encouraging you to do. Whatever you're replaying from the past, throw it up in the air with complete release. Does she look like she's fighting to get that back? No. Notice how her back is even bending forward. That shows like the amount of effort she threw in to throw it in back of her and look up at it. She's throwing it away. She's not worried about getting it back. She's letting it go. Pile 4, this is the most important thing for you to do. Whatever it is that and it's going to be, you'll know, like I'm reading this generally, but it'll hit you and you'll know what that is for you. It's time to let it go. Because your manifestation's waiting, but you can't call it in until you let this go. Okay? I'm using an analogy somebody told me years ago, which was, if someone promised you a new car and you had an old rusty car in the driveway, and then in your garage it's, packed with stuff, so there's no way you can get a car in there. If you refuse to get rid of the rusty car, you would have nowhere to park your vehicle. There's no other option. Let's just say you're in one of those places. We all know those places where there's no street parking and you get this little spot to park your car. That's you. It's time to get rid of the rusty vehicle, right? That it's not serving you anymore. You're not working on it. You're not a mechanic. It's not happening. You've had it for too long. It's time to go. You need an operating car, right? That's how you need to view it here. Whatever these memories are, whatever you need to forgive and let go, it doesn't mean it was okay, right? So you're not justifying putting someone off the hook because you forgive them. You don't even have to tell them you forgive them. It has nothing to do with them. It's about releasing that energy that you're putting towards them and taking that out of your heart space so that you can call in what you want. It's not about forgiving them in such a way where you have to call them up and make a deal out of it or invite them back in your life or whatever it is. You don't have to do that at all. Now I am going to acknowledge the other view of this. What if you're struggling to forgive yourself? You feel like you made a major mistake and you don't know how you can go forward. You lost something that was dear to you and there's no getting it back. If that's the case, this card is just as powerful. You have to release it. There's only so many times you can overthink something. So many times we could wish things were different. Embrace this is what it is. You deserve your happiness. You deserve a fresh start. Just because you made a mistake, you're human. Everyone makes mistakes. Everyone makes mistakes, okay? No one is the exception to that. So, pile 4, this is your time. If you feel like, I can't forgive myself, let it go. Practice this Page of Wands energy to release it. This is the most important thing in this message. This is what your future self wants to tell you. Forgive yourself or forgive the person that you're struggling with. In order for you to call in something, that or better, right? Something that's better, you have to come in with releasing the past. All right, so the Ace of Cups energy. What do you get, right? Because if you do this, I'm going to be real. It's really hard to forgive, especially difficult things. And it's hard to forgive ourselves, especially when we have an outcome. We're living in a current outcome we're not happy with. This Ace of Cups comes in with promise. What is the promise? It's promise of compassion. It's promise of love. It's promise of new relationships, of creativity, of joy. Okay? We're talking about inspiration. We're talking about renewal. Whatever word that I just said there that resonates with you, that's your word. You can throw it in the comments if you want to share it and claim it, but regardless, that is your word. So if renewal stands out, that's what it is. You're going to call in renewal energy. If it's a new relationship that stands out, that's exactly what you're getting. Whatever it was that stood out, that's the healing, and that's going to come to you. You just have to release that wand. The Knight of Swords energy comes up next. The Knight of Swords, this is transition energy, okay? This is about being quick, it's about the truth, and it's about being brave, okay? This is what you need to bring into your life. As you're releasing this wand, it's going to take speed because you got to just do it. You have to decide to do it. No dragging your feet, just do it. I'm going to forgive him. Okay, this is what it looks like. I'm going to forgive her. Okay, this is what it looks like. What does that look like for you? This Knight of Swords energy, again, this is that transitional energy. This is what you need. And it's going to be about using your wit, using your honesty with yourself. Again, this is all about you. This has nothing to do with anybody else. Being honest with yourself and above all else, being brave enough to see it through. Even our anger, frustration, sadness, guilt, all can become normalized, and we get used to feeling that. It takes bravery to step into new feelings and to new paradigms. Trust that you're ready, okay? I'm going to pull some Oracle cards. Wow. Sorry about that. I'm going to pull some oracle cards for further clarification. So, your future self messages was around forgiveness. What other messages do they have for you today? Your dreams need a practical plan, Taurus. You could be an earth sign if you're watching this. You could be a Taurus. You could be an earth sign. If you are, drop in the comments. Let me know. Otherwise, you know, it could be in your chart, or it could just be, you know, not everything has to fully resonate, right? There's a lot of different signs. So not all the signs can be represented in every reading. Okay. So with that in mind, your dreams need a practical plan. What does that mean? If you're able to release this, then you are free to dream. And you can start putting together practical plans for what you want next. Once you invoke forgiveness, there's no reason to hold on to the past. And then that's when you can dream freer. That's when you can start putting together these practical plans. Oh my goodness, can't even make this up. You guys heard me shuffling in the back. Don't let your past hold you back. Don't let your past hold you back. I mean, I can't even add to that, right? Like, that says it all. Time to let it go. Forgive. Forgive and move on. Okay? Okay, so now I'm going to pull an affirmation card to wrap the reading. So what affirmation for pile number 4? When I make joy a priority, brilliant ideas will come naturally. Support will surround me and movements will form. I think this is actually really important for you, because if you're in this energy of like guilt or anger, you're missing joy. So this is actually telling you, this is actually a great affirmation to just remind you how to get out of this space, because you've probably been in it a long time. Make joy a priority. Make joy a priority. You're going to forgive, make joy a priority, and move on with your life. Step into that Ace of Cups energy, because new abundance is coming through. It's going to come very quickly. Use the fact that be brave as you go after this. Be, you know, speak your truth, right? With yourself. You don't have to take this to anybody else. Nobody needs to know about this but you, pile 4. But whatever it is, like your affirmation said, when I make joy a priority, brilliant ideas will come naturally. Support will surround me and movements will form. Remember, your dreams need a practical plan, and you're not supposed to let your past hold you back. So you start with joy and things will come through. All right. Thank you so much for your time, pile 4. If you enjoyed this message, please like, share, subscribe. Shoot me a comment. Let me know what you think of the message. Let me know if this resonated with you. I love reading your messages. It's always just so cool to hear everybody's perspective. Okay, I will talk to you later. Bye.